So living here in the Northwest, it rains a lot. Where I live, about 40% of the days have rain. So the project for today is to install an awning on the camper van. This will provide a lot more living space in the campground when it's raining out. So the first task is to install a roof rack and then a awning. I've ordered a roof rack system from Rhino-Rack. It's an Australian-based company, but you can buy all the equipment here in the United States from Amazon, along with a Yakima awning. I went with the Rhino-Rack system mostly because they provide rack selection guidance and good installation instructions specifically for these older Mitsubishi Delicas. The other big rack manufacturers don't do this. I chose the aerodynamic crossbars because I already have aerodynamic rack mounts to carry my bicycles, canoes, my sea kayak, and other cargo. And I went with 3 crossbars for the flexibility of installing a variety of payloads, including the awning, solar panels, and maybe some extra fuel cans. And here, the website gives us a full kit of the necessary parts, including the spacers to get everything at the same height on top of the Delica. I really do appreciate how easy Rhino-Rack made it to outfit a rack for the Delica. For the awning, I went with the 8-foot by 8-foot Yakima Slim Shady. The 8-foot width will provide great coverage for most of the length of the van, including over the side slider door and most windows. I made this purchase from Real Truck because they had the 8-footer in stock and offered free shipping. All of the rack components came from Rhino-Rack. Everything was well packaged and seemed to be of good, sturdy quality. They even provided installation instructions specific to the Mitsubishi Delica high roof, even including advice on how to remove the gutter trim. I've put a link to these instructions in the video description down below. The first step is to remove the plastic rain gutter trim. Many people may choose to leave this gutter trim on the vehicle or just notch it around where the feet rack mount to the gutter. But I prefer to clamp the rack directly to the steel gutter as recommended by Rhino-Rack, and not clamp it to some combination of steel and soft plastic. So off with the plastic gutters. They are a bit fiddly to remove. Start at the front and use a twisting motion to unhook the plastic gutter from the metal gutter. There are several adhesive clips along the length of the gutter. In many cases, I just cut through the adhesive foam with a knife. The remaining adhesive residue can probably be dissolved with rubbing alcohol. Here you can see the metal rain gutter that remains. And here is a close-up of the plastic gutter and one of the adhesive clips. The rain gutter has 2 channels, a wide one for retaining the clip and a narrow one for clipping onto the metal gutter. Here is how easily the plastic gutter attaches to the metal gutter. But it's amazing how much more difficult it is to remove the trim than it is to install it. The trick is to twist the plastic gutter in a way that pulls the bottom out from the metal gutter while twisting the top towards the van. A screwdriver may be used to get things started. Here is the twisting motion you need to disengage the plastic trim from the metal trim. With the plastic gutters removed, installation of the rack was pretty straightforward. The legs clamped to the metal gutter, the crossbars attached to the tops of the legs, and that's pretty much it. Just make sure to use all the right spacers so all the crossbars end up at the same height. The rack added about 4 inches to the total height of my van. Because I park my van in an area with limited height, I had to mount my awning on the side of the rack instead of on top. Yakima offers a bracket for this. Installing the awning by yourself is a bit awkward. I use a strap to hold one end up while fastening the other end. Otherwise, it is pretty straightforward. Here is the awning deployed on its first camping trip. It is a bit awkward to deploy such a large awning by yourself, but I managed. It poured rain all night and gallons of water pooled on the awning, forcing me to get up twice to drain it. I lowered the outer edge of the awning a bit each time until it was about 4 feet off the ground. With this much slope, the awning finally drained itself, but it does reduce the walkable space under it. Overall though, I'm pleased with the final outcome. Yeah, and I wish you luck with your Delica rack installation.